Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, Adam here. You're about to listen to a hypnosis session that is all about reducing alcohol. Not eliminating alcohol, just reducing it significantly. And that's because a lot of people don't have the desire to be teetotal. They don't want to be a non-drinker, but they are aware that excessive drinking can lead to physical issues, health issues. It could be weight issues as well, because there's a lot of calories in alcoholic drinks. And for some people, beyond a certain threshold, they might do things they regret. And that might be texting someone, it might be saying something, it might be doing something that they later regret or are embarrassed by. So this is about reducing the amount of alcohol consumed. And I was working with a client that actually did quite like non-alcoholic drinks, particularly non-alcoholic lagers. So we have here a hypnosis session linked to an idea, which is a behavioral psychology idea, and that is doing certain things differently that then can become an automatic habit. And this particular client, given that they liked alcohol-free drinks, wanted to make the first drink in certain situations non-alcoholic, giving them the option, but without the obligation, to having an alcoholic drink. And typically when they would go out for maybe, 3 or 4 drinks. So making the first drink, perhaps even the second non-alcoholic, or then alternating drinks from alcoholic to non-alcoholic, would actually mean that they would reduce the amount of alcohol they consume by a dramatic amount, giving them some of the benefits that they wanted: a clearer head the next day, more energy, and a feeling of being able to concentrate and focus more. So if you can connect and resonate with any of those benefits, this might be a useful session for you. I have lots of other recordings about being a non-drinker, quitting alcohol for good. This isn't about that. It's just about reducing the amount by introducing non-alcoholic drinks and slowing the speed of drinking, obviously linked to hypnosis. This was created for an individual, entirely customized to their situation and their goals. And if you like the idea of working with me directly, that's also a possibility for you. If you look in the description, you will see a link to book a free consultation call where we can have a chat about working together. But for now, you might benefit from this hypnosis session. And the ideal way to get the most value from this session is to find a quiet, comfortable place, ideally the kind of place where you won't be interrupted or disturbed, and then relax and just enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that slow, long, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to feel more and more comfortably relaxed. feeling that tension, stress, and worries are just leaving your body every time you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you get comfortable now, you might begin to notice your breathing. Perhaps a little slower, or perhaps a little deeper. Or maybe it just stays the same. Because there's really no right or wrong way. Just your own way of settling in. And some people, when they listen, begin to feel a slight heaviness of the eyelids, or a pleasant relaxation through the shoulders, while others simply notice how thoughts can drift, just like leaves on a gentle river floating along. And you might already be wondering just how deeply you'll relax today. Because every breath you take can guide you deeper, and even further into this gentle learning state. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And in that place inside that has awoken, that place that knows how to protect you, how to guide you, perhaps you can begin to explore an idea that gives you more freedom, not less. Because some people, when they think about a drink, they find it interesting to simply say to themselves, not right now, not yet, or maybe later. And somehow, those simple words create a spacious feeling inside, as if a window opens, letting in fresh air. And you may find that it's surprisingly satisfying to reach first for a different choice. A crisp, cold, non-alcoholic beer. Maybe there's one that comes to mind. See the color of the label and the name. Even the sound it makes when the bottle is opened. Or perhaps it's an alcohol-free gin with tonic, or a refreshing, minty virgin mojito. And your body, your unconscious mind, can realize how cravings can soften and melt simply by making that first choice a little different. from this point onwards, you will find that because delay isn't deprivation, you connect it with more freedom, more choices. You get to have your cake and eat it because you get to still enjoy alcohol every now and then while losing weight and while improving your health. Because every time you have a non-alcoholic drink first, you are reminding yourself that you have the freedom to choose on your terms, in your time. This isn't a project to manage. This is you enjoying your free time. And every time you have a non-alcoholic drink first, you are proving to yourself that you can enjoy your free time without needing alcohol. And that gives you more choices, not less. And the more you practice delaying, the more effortless it becomes. Each pause, each moment of maybe later feels like a small but powerful success. And what if small successes build into strong, powerful habits? The kind of habits that just feel like they've always been that way. That you don't need to think about following rules and regulations. But when you have that first drink as a non-alcoholic drink, you increase the probability that the second will also be non-alcoholic. And what if maybe by the time it comes to that third drink, you just don't want to have any alcohol at that point anyway? And you might even notice how certain people feel that if they're drinking, that you have to drink also. But you also know from past reasons and explanations just how certain people respond reasonably to credible reasons. Because they do, don't they? When someone says, I'm pacing myself, I'm good for now, I'm driving, I have a condition, I have something important to do tomorrow and I want to be alert. People tend to nod and accept. And you feel completely comfortable expressing your reasons when you want to. Easily, naturally, without explanation if you don't feel like it. Just because you can give a reason doesn't mean you have to. You have permission to do what you want to do, irrespective of whether other people are okay with that or not. And in the places you go, or the places you find yourself when you would normally drink, your mind might already be imagining future moments. Perhaps you could imagine yourself at home, but before you pour that glass of wine, imagine reaching calmly for a Beck's Blue from the fridge. Maybe you feel refreshed. Maybe it just quenches that need for what would have been an alcoholic drink. I want you to get a sense that whenever you do that, you'll notice how that simple choice sets the tone for what then follows. Or maybe you could imagine yourself in a pub or a restaurant where that non-alcoholic beer feels just right to start with. A wise and easy choice. And perhaps you can imagine it feeling like it does what it needs to do. Quenches a thirst, satisfies a craving, or perhaps starts to turn a gauge or pull down a lever. I want you to get a sense that certain things don't need an off switch. I want you to get a sense that whenever you have a non-alcoholic drink, your desire to have an alcoholic drink goes down. And whenever you have an alcoholic drink, the desire to have another alcoholic drink in a row goes down even more. So whether you drink alcohol or non-alcohol, the more you drink, the less you want to drink. As you feel that certain things have an automatic off switch, you can perhaps think of something like a TV screen or a laptop. After a certain amount of time, it automatically switches itself off. I want you to get a sense that your off switch will be automatic. From the very first sip of a non-alcoholic or alcoholic drink, it sets an automatic timer. Whereas time or drinks go by, the off switch is on its way, giving you the ability to enjoy an evening without feeling that one drink will lead to another, which then leads to feeling like a hangover the following day. This automatic off switch and this desire to drink non-alcoholic drinks first means you get to enjoy an evening without spoiling it. I want you to imagine yourself at a friend's house. Perhaps the kind of friend that feels that if they're drinking, you should be drinking too. But I want you to imagine yourself at this friend's house where the very first drink you enjoy is alcohol-free. And maybe you give a reason, and maybe you don't. But I want you to imagine it feels comfortable to have that non-alcoholic drink. Maybe it gives you a sense of calm, satisfaction, and self-respect. A feeling that you are playing by your rules, nobody else's. And you know that the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, until it's just the way things are. Automatic, effortless, and free. Because with each not yet, and each maybe later, and every not right now, you are teaching and training your mind a new way of feeling strong and in control. A new way of being free. A new way of enjoying life even more fully. And as the days turn into weeks and the weeks turn into months, as the habit feels easier and easier, don't be surprised if, while your sense of freedom increases, your weight decreases. Your mental clarity becomes sharper, and your health and vitality supercharges. And the more you notice these benefits, the more it rewards this new habit and pattern that you're building. Feel how good it would feel in advance, a new way of being free, a new way of enjoying life even more fully, especially because you're doing it on your terms. And you don't need to remember everything I've said consciously, because your unconscious mind has already begun making those adjustments for you. You can already imagine situations before you get to them, ordering, arranging, or requesting that first non-alcoholic drink. And it's more likely that your second drink will also be non-alcoholic than alcoholic. These changes are happening inside, in just the right way, at just the right speed. But it's time to leave this place in your imagination and to return to the present. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Start to connect and calibrate with the here and the now. As very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling free, feeling that you have choices, that you don't need willpower, you just need to experiment, to break some patterns until you find the new habit that is exactly as you would want it to be. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.